Oh, nice.
That's pretty good.
Oh, good job.
What do I wear? What?
Sorry, got the guns out. Sounds like guns out.
Funny looking camel. This is your avatar,
The concept is that every driver is matched to his own avatar.
Isabel. Hey. Oh, I didn't want to play. I want you to, yeah, there you go. Don't lick the bed. Good girl. Finny boy. Oh no, we're back to licking them. Here. He was down here. Where'd he go? Finn. Finnegan. Hey, bud. Do you want to come to bed? Hey, puss. Hey, buddy. I have just recorded. My neighbours are, kids are in the backyard. It's a bit loud. I've just recorded 15 minutes of talking and realised that I have not pressed play. So we're halfway through works in progress and I have to start again. Hello, welcome to the Mad About You YouTube channel. My name is Madeleine. I use she and her pronouns and I come to you today on the land of the cubby people of the Sunshine Coast. And in the spirit of reconciliation, I would like to pay my respects to the elders past, present and emerging. If you're new here, welcome. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back. I'm Madeleine, like I said. I am 31. I'm a high school teacher here in Queensland. I'm a cat mom of 2 kittens. This little one here is Isabeau. I have a boy called Finn. He turned 1 yesterday, so that was, and we really didn't do too much. I gave him some special food and that was that. No. Isabeau, come here. Hey. Hey, Gil. Hello. Where was he? Where were we? Okay, so thank you so much for joining me. If you have a beverage that you'd like, or grab some knitting, and it will be like 20-25 minutes probably for this episode, because I don't have a whole lot to talk about nor to show you. So yes, what was I thinking to say? Oh, how this works. If you're new, I do a bit of an introduction this bit, and then we talk about finished objects, works in progress, any knit along news, because I'm hosting the half and half wrap knit along all year this year. We also talk about any acquisitions that I've come across recently, and then we will also have a chat about like a knit and natter blather kind of segment. So yeah, that's how it goes. In terms of finished objects, I'm wearing it. You did see this last episode if you have seen the last episode, except this time it now has buttons. It is the Felix cardigan by Amy Christoffers. It is knit in Bendigo Woolen Mills 10 ply luxury. I think the colorway is coastal blue, but all of the details for this project are on my Ravelry page. I bought these buttons from Spotlight. They're a 20 millimeter brassish button, brass button, and I think it was like I had to buy 2 boxes of them because I think it came in a pack of 4. So yeah, very shortly I will pop the Instagram post, which has been saved in draft for about 3 weeks now. I've been wearing it a lot. I really like it. It has these beautiful like raglan increase detail. It's knit flat, which is the first time I've knit a cardigan, and I really don't usually like knitting flat, but I actually kind of enjoyed this. So that was good. I possibly could see myself making another one, but with a different yarn, probably. Oh, now we've got you settled, I'm gonna want my hands, and this isn't gonna work very well, is it, my precious? Hey. Just let me clean your nose while you were sleeping. Good girl. It's just a big old piece of snot. It needs to come out. Good girl, I got it. I got it. Good girl. I need to take you outside for a brush. You are shedding. And do I need to trim your nails? My goodness, so much upkeep. So much upkeep. And you've been in the pot plants because your chin is full of dirt again. Oh my god, girl. What have you been doing to me? What have you been doing? Sorry. This one loves a neck scratch. I mean, most cats do, Finn does as well. Hey buddy, how are you? You bit jelly or are you alright just chilling? I think he's just chilling. Alright, let's talk. Oh dear, you do need a brush. Yes, you do need a brush. Right, we'll do that as soon as I'm finished here. And a nail trim. Yeah. Making donuts? Are we making biscuits? You've got some really sharp claws, my love. No, we don't bite. All right, let's move this basket closer before the sun's too... Okay, we're awake. Hey, you can stay. All right, so I guess this is a half-finished object. I have knit a sock out of yarn I bought at Rhinebeck last year. So the yarn is from a company called Scrumptious Purl. I bought a skein from them before through a D-stash. They're a Canadian company. They work with threaded maple a lot, I believe. Anyway, this color is called Remix, but it is a one of a kind. There was something slightly wrong with the stripe. I think one of the stripes is a bit short or something. That's what the owner was telling me when I met her at Rhinebeck. So anyway, I was on year 9 camp last week, or like the last week of July, and I really wanted to take some knitting with me because we drove to Carnarvon Gorge, which was in central Queensland, which was like a 10-hour drive one way and about 9.5-hour drive on the way back. I got way more knitting done on the drive up than I did on the way back, probably because I slept for like the first 4 hours on the bus. The kids are really tired too, so I didn't have to do a whole lot of supervision. But anyway, yes, it is a 20% nylon, 80% merino wool, and I really like it. So I didn't really use a pattern. I just did 2x2 ribs, 64 stitches, knit following my fish lips kiss heel template cutout. I did a fish lips kiss heel mostly because I was just not necessarily worried, wouldn't be the right word, but I wasn't sure about breaking up the pattern in the heel, and I didn't bring anything for a contrast, and I don't want to do afterthought heels unless I'm knitting from one of my sock tubes. You're right, girl. You're good. Don't show the world your butt. And then, interestingly, I Don't love the toe of like the wedge. I get little like ears at the end of my toes when I try to Kitchener them. So I found a pattern online that was a completely rounded toe. So if you look at this way and the other way, it is completely rounded and it actually just like cinches together close at the end. I'm not sure that I'm going to love that as a design feature. However, I figured I may as well give it a go. So I knit this. I think I knit to like here on the first day. I knit the heel on the second day on the bus. I turned the heel. Probably only knit like, pardon me. Oh my goodness. I think that was it. I knit probably to here at camp. I went and saw the Barbie movie the day after and I knit about to here, and then the next day I actually thought I dropped split a stitch. It was totally fine. And then I knit the the toe in one day. So that's a half finished object. My work in progress is the other sock. So I'm almost at the heel turn here. I just need to knit until, oh, I have skipped a stitch or split a stitch, whoops. Yeah, I just need to knit to a pink. I need to finish the next pink and then I'll be ready to actually do the heel. I planned on doing that last night, but I caught up with a friend from my uni days from ADFA and she and I hung up like 6 hours or something. And then when I got home it was later and I ended up going to bed fairly early, so I didn't get to finish knitting on that. But anyway, I'm really liking that as a work in progress. This is the gobstopper that I'm working from. And like I said, the colorway is called Remix. It is Scrumptious Purl. And I think that was about it. My next work in progress is the more exciting one, I think. It is, I haven't knit on it in weeks. It is my Love Note by, so the pattern is by Tin Can Knits, I think. Yes, Tin Can Knits. I think I did show you because I definitely messed up the lace pattern last time I showed it. But I have split for the sleeves, as you can see. I actually did that wrong and then had to unpick it and go back again. So yeah, literally I'm helical knitting now. I have a ball of mohair and a ball of fingering going at the same time as like one of each caked up, and they're in their own little bags. Just knit across a little bit more. So yes, I have probably knit an inch of the body and I think I've got about 6 or 7 more inches to go. And then I haven't decided sleeve wise, actually, is it a full length? I can't remember what the pattern, I need to look at the pattern again. But the yarn is Pink Petal Pie by Wool & Works. I really like it. It is a mohair silk and a just a fingering 4-ply. Let me see if I can find the tags. Oh, the tags are definitely in my workbook. So I have started using this workbook again. I actually started it back in, I would say, 2016. I've got lots of like plans when I was a crocheter. Okay, so it's either 2015 or 2016. But more recently I've got like stuff from my Pop Fizzle hat. Oh, that page needs updating. My basic beanie that I knit out of Ash and Eve yarn. This is my half and half wrap from Pearl Soho details. My Ed's Animal for my friend Charlie. This Felix cardigan, I don't have the ball band because the yarn I've repurposed, but I finished it on the 2nd of July. Oh gosh, it took me like, only like 2 weeks to put buttons on. Anyway, hand knit socks of 2023, 1 pair, this one that I'm yet to finish. Then I got the Soci Knits MCAL, which I didn't finish. Okay, here we go. Love Note. Amy Christophers, I feel like that is wrong. Love Note is Tin Can Knits. I've gotten myself confused with this. Anyway, my swatch, I didn't get gauge. I knit 2 swatches for it. Wool and Wax Pink Petal Pie, 4-ply Superwash Merino, and a lace mohair silk. I'm knitting the size 4, which is a 48-inch bust with about 4 inches of positive ease because my bust is about 44 inches, sorry, and that's my aim. I'll cast on the 2nd of July and I'm still going. It is now 5 weeks later, and some people are like, oh, they've knitted up in a week or 10 days, which to be honest, I probably could have. I didn't want to take it to camp because it took up too much space, and I've got a lot of yarn management going with the two, with the yarn. So like I've got one lot of yarn here and then another one in this Tom Bin bag. So yeah, that's it for work in progress for now. I'm also hoping to participate in the Australian Discord knitters thread. There is a variety of knit alongs. I actually never asked to put the half and half wrap knit along into the thread, which I should have done, but anyway, I didn't. And there's a Pressed Flowers knit along happening now. It started in August, but I kind of said to myself I want to take August to get all of my work in progress finished. So like that sock done, another pair of socks I'm doing for my sister, and then that jumper finished, or at least like the body done before I start the Pressed Flowers. And then I think we'll talk about some future makes, because every time I have like, oh, I want to make this, future makes. Okay, so that's it for works in progress really. If we move on to my sock tube shop. So I have an Etsy shop on Etsy, funny about that, where I will, if you send me yarn, I will crank your yarn into tubes. So this yarn is Shepherd's. My sister messaged me the other day and she asked me for a new pair of socks. I knit her a pair of socks back in 2019 and she's got little holes in them now and she's worn them to death. I should ask her to give them to me because I feel like the heel was an afterthought heel. I could probably reknit it, and she said she might have a few holes, but I definitely have yarn left over. Anyway, my cousin actually originally asked for this yarn to be cranked in, to make into a sock for her, and then my sister had chosen another one, which is on that cone. This is when I asked about 2 years ago, and then I didn't get around to doing anything for them. And anyway, I asked my sister again today. I was like, what do you prefer, this or that? Just like, this was somewhat knit up and that was in the cone, and she said this one. So I cranked an order from my shop today, and then I also cranked these 250 gram skeins into tubes. So if you buy a tube from me, it'll come with waste yarn on the end, but I know that this sock's probably only going to take me like 35 grams or so. And I originally my plan was to do the hung hem calf knit, put waste yarn in while I was going, and I tried it and I buggered it up. So I had to crank it off and start again. So anyway, now I just have 2 roughly the same tubes. I think they're in reverse. Oh no. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, they are roughly the same. Oh, that's got a weird stripe thing going on. Is that maybe that's where I joined yarn. I had to join yarn at one point. That could be it. Anyway, yes, it looks like that was it. Oh no, there was a knot, which means the yarn was bad on their end. So frustrating. Anyhow, sorry, I'm just talking to myself and you at the same time. So I'm going to just pick up here 32 stitches each side, knit a 2x2 rib, figure out how long to make the length, do an true afterthought heel, cut in that, figure out the length of the foot, knit the toe, and then I will probably have enough to make like a shorty set, maybe for me, or yeah. So I will hope to get them done this month too. My sister offered to pay me, but I will do them for her for free anyway. Yes, so that's that in terms of sock tube talk. All right, real talk, life talk, blather, knitter natter, whatever the heck we call this segment. I change it every time. I'm just gonna have a sip of this because I've got a sore throat. Okay, that's not working because okay. We usually start the segment off with a little bit of reading, watching, listening. And I haven't really done a whole lot of any of that. I have read Samantha Christie romance novels because I got a free couple of months on Kindle Unlimited. I will be reading books come September because a guy I went to uni with has started it's a charity. It's called Brothers and Books. They do a readathon every year, and it's 5 books in 50 days, sorry, so like 10 days per book. So I've chosen some of those on Kindle Unlimited. Mostly they're like productivity non-fiction-y ones, and I've got a few more on my shelves that I need to read. So that's reading, watching. I actually just caught up on a whole bunch of podcasts today. I subscribed to Stacey Elstone and Yarn Hoarder on Patreon, so I watched those while I was cranking my sock tube order, or to be honest, mostly listened because I was paying attention to yarn and stuff. So that was good. And then listening. I listened to a lot of stuff in the car, but I can't pinpoint anything that's like worth recommending or appropriate off the top of my head. So Taylor Swift, my easy go-to. I feel like the sun is weird. I'm gonna move this a bit closer. Give me a sec. Okay. The other thing, what else have I been doing? Well, actually, I don't want to jinx it and tell you, and not happen, but I actually signed a contract on my house to sell this week, which means this may be very well the last podcast that you see from this place. That would be because I'm going to be moving back in with my parents circa 2021 times, just while I find somewhere else to buy. I have my eye on a unit somewhere, but it is currently tenanted and I'm not making any offers until my place goes unconditional. So in terms of like all being well, we may not get a August in review, or it'll be late. We might miss a month this year because yeah, moving and life. So I haven't had a whole lot of knitting time, and I've just been exhausted from like having appointments. Like I missed that week at camp, and then meeting with the bank or like different banks because I want to change home loan provider, and looking at inspections, but having my house perfect ready for inspections, and just like term 3 teaching is rough. The kids are tired, I'm tired. It's just a lot. It's been a lot. So yeah, that's exciting. I'm really happy. I got a price that I was happy enough with. The market has dipped a little bit, I think, which is like really dipping to what it probably corrected should be. But if I had a sold maybe like 6 months ago, like I originally planned, I probably would have got more. But in the long run, the place I'm looking to buy is kind of downsizing. So that's fine in a different location that's closer to school, closer to like similar amenities than like what I have here. Just a smaller place, which is good. No yard is the aim, or minimal yard. Yeah, so in terms of like that's probably the most exciting stuff. I really should talk about the half and half wrap knit along. I don't know, I really don't think that many international people watch this, but there are a few international podcasters that I have kind of either met at Rhinebeck last year or talked to occasionally who have just cast on that. So if you are chatting with someone and you know that they're knitting a half and half wrap along, please, half and half wrap this year. They don't need to finish it in the time frame, but if you let them know that I'm hosting the knit along, that would be fab, and then they could sign up. I do need to draw a winner or a recipient, I guess, for having finished by the halfway point. And I do have another prize to go out for people who like have just registered in general. So if you know if you know someone who's knitting on one and they haven't registered, send them my way or to the link in my bio on Instagram, and they can just sign up with a Google form and then they can be in the running. What else have we got going on? Advents are kind of coming up this time of year. Like most people have purchased their Advents. I I've got 2 coming, one from Ash and Eve, which I purchased, and one which I have lovely, like, been gifted from the Daffodil Road Yarn Company ladies. I am trying to decide on a pattern because I bought I've got the DK one coming from Daffodil Road. I think I'm going to make a sea glass sweater. I don't know about Vlogmas yet. But yeah, if you do watch Vlogmas, I know some of you who watch regularly who do watch my Vlogmases. I say this every year. Last year I was really not doing it, and then I decided not to. I may do it again this year. I haven't quite decided how it will go. I feel more pressure to because I said yes to receiving an advent, like in exchange for posting, which I'm more than happy to do every day, obviously. But then I feel like there's pressure to also do that. But at the same time, like, will I be in a new house? Will I not be? What are the plans for December? I really wanted to travel, but if I'm buying, I probably don't think that's going to be for me this year. Maybe I'll just start saving more for next year and whatnot. So yeah, if you could let me know. The other thing is, if you do watch Vlogmases, let me know your favorite format. I'd like to do things a little bit differently. This year I started like one day ahead, which worked better in terms of editing schedule. Like, I felt less pressured just because I had lots of events and things on, and mostly like not events, but like I was visiting with friends and stuff who aren't the type to be on the internet. And this year school holidays start for me in the school system that I work in on the 1st of December. So it's like lots of holidays, but also going to try and pick up some work in the holes just to earn some extra cash to fund my crafting. Anyway, I've rambled. I think that's enough for now. Yeah, like I said at the beginning, find me online, Madbell on Ravelry, Mad About You on Instagram. Thank you so much for watching. And I will, of course, have linked to anything down below. The only thing I don't yet have to link to is a project page for my my sock, but it is a beautiful yarn. I'm really enjoying the yarn. I love the self-striping colorways. If you're after a self-striping colorway designer in Australia, Susan from Ash and Eve occasionally does a self-striping yarn, hand bake, hand dyed, do a lovely, lovely, beautiful self-striping yarns. Cola Girl Collective has my next self-strapping yarn that I've actually pulled out for hand knitting, because while self-strapping yarn is super satisfying to watch go through my machine, it is also immensely satisfying to watch because I only like to knit vanilla socks. Anyway, I rambled. This was supposed to be a short one. Thank you. We'll see you in a month-ish, maybe, at some point. Bye.